All right, what we have here is one of my previous attempts at casting a knife. And this is kind of an old dagger that I've had for a long time. And I thought, well, since I'm looking for different things to cast, why not see if I can cast that out of aluminum? And this was my first attempt. Now, I think I know what I want to do in order to make that work out for my second cast. I'll probably try the exact same technique I used when I did my nameplate for my classroom, which is in the you see in the montage, the Mr. Freeman nameplate. But when I looked at this, I didn't automatically think that this was a failure. In fact, looking at this, it reminded me of something that I saw many, many years ago. Star Trek, the original series. There's the episode where four crew members, Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock, Lieutenant Uhura, and Dr. McCoy are in a transporter accident during some sort of ion storm. Sends them to what is now known as the mirror universe. Anyway, they have alternate reality, different dimension versions of themselves. And Uhura was carrying a knife, a dagger. And I thought, you know what? I can maybe modify this. And so I did a quick look online, and sure enough, I found a picture that I scaled using paint. I measured basic length, and the picture that I got, I cut out, and so the blade looked something like this. Now, in order for it to fit, it was just slightly longer, maybe about here. But to fit the length that I had and have the taper look the way that it should, I modified it, cut it down. And then on the other side, I drew the template. So I'm going to take my Dremel, and I'm going to see if I can save this. And if so, I will use it as a Christmas gift. We do a special sort of thing where it involves quarters and people opening up gifts and then bidding on them if the person wants to sell, things like that. So I'm going to see if I can turn that into something that somebody might want to keep. All right. Now, a couple things I've noticed with this casting thing, and that is it's not just casting, but there's also a number of other skills involved. Filming is one of them. So we'll see if I can do this. I'm trying to zoom out. I may need to do something with my GoPro here. I'm going to stop this and then I'll pick it up again when I can zoom out. Alright, let's give this a go. And basically, I just have my Dremel, and then I put that bit. I'm not sure if this is going to work. I'm not much into carving. Like I said, this casting has caused me to learn a number of different skills. Filming's one, and carving with a Dremel is another. So let's give it a try. Alright, that wasn't working the way I was hoping it would. I went with that bit as I'm hoping to get those two circular spots. I'm going to go with the typical ubiquitous sanding drum and give that a try. So let me do that here. Alright, so let's try this sanding drum. I know this stuff will cut through aluminum pretty good. And let me try this again, but with a fresh grinding part. Alright, let's try that again. All right, well, getting there. Now I got to decide on how I'm going to do those cutouts. All right, I've got this tip in my little kit. I'll give this one a try. It's round. Maybe it'll make it do a little bit better than that other one did. Well, that's going to take a long time, so I won't bore you with those details. I'll come back when it looks like I may have succeeded. All right, so I have done a little bit more work. I ended up using, in one capacity or another, these 4 different tips with my Dremel, and that's what I got, which I'm not completely unhappy with. So I think I'll switch over and do a little bit of polishing. I may take that this particular tip, the sanding guy, and just go along the edges real quick, and just to kind of, as you can see, it's kind of thick there, so that it'll look a little more dagger-like. I'm not looking to make something that's going to be used in a fight or anything like that. It's just going to be kind of cosmetic, and then I'll go about and do some polishing. All right, try that. There, that's just a bit of a slight bevel. Let's flip this over and do the other side. I went with the clamp because, as I have certainly learned in my earliest of science classes, metal conducts heat. Alright, let me change tips here real quick. Start giving this thing a bit of a polish. This that I'm going to use to polish, I'd seen this on another YouTube channel, guy who makes a lot of rings. I will put his channel in the link. He's the one that kind of turned me on to these sorts of guys here. And this comes in several different colors. It actually does a decent job, as I hope you'll see. Alright, I'd say I got to clean that up. I'll do that after I get the majority of this done. That's good. Well, it didn't break. Alright, there's actually a number of things that I've seen on this that I'm going to want to do. This side I'm not too unhappy with, but you can see where I still have some spots here where my parting line was. When I cast this, it turns out it's how I cast my swords also. I usually have a single piece, so I do the, I think it's called the false cope, where you pack the cope first, you ram the cope first. It's just going to be a false bottom, and then you kind of bury this in, and then you do the drag, and then you pour the cope out, and then ram the cope, and that's how I do these. I've seen other YouTubers where they just kind of press their items in really hard and such. I haven't had a lot of good luck with that. Anyway, I'm going to clean this up a little bit more, but I'm going to do it off camera, and then I will show you what I end up with. All right, as promised, here's the finished product, and I think it turned out pretty good. Somewhere in this video, if I haven't already flashed it, I will make certain and put a picture of what I was shooting for, and hopefully we can agree that it kind of looks that way, at least in a roundabout way. It definitely has, in my estimation, a Star Trek look, the Star Trek, the original series look, with Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock and Dr. McCoy. Yeah, I am not unhappy at all with how this ended up. I mean, there's obviously a bunch of criticisms I've got with, which is the way I am with most of my work. I mean, I would prefer there were no pits at all, but it is what it is. And I think I took care of that section fairly decently. Looks pretty good. Looks decent. All right, and then I want to show those polishing things that I was talking about. I usually use the red, and then I'll get down to the gold, and usually things look the way that I want them to look, so I don't go too much further. Excuse me. I use these originally. I bought them for my Imperial ingots so that I could find a way to kind of polish on top of the Imperial logo without obliterating the Imperial logo, which was what happened the first time I tried to polish one of those. I used my whatever I was using to clean it up, and it just obliterated the logo imprint. And I was watching the channel I was mentioning. Excuse me. Again, I'll post a link in the description. His channel, and he used these sorts of things when he was polishing his rings, and he made it a point to say that these did not obliterate the fine detail. So I'll try to remember where I bought these. I'll include that in the link as well. Anyway, hopefully this video was worth your while. And as you can see, I'm still kind of learning how to do all this stuff. All right, till next time. As they say in China, ciao? No, that's Italy. You get the picture. Bye-bye.